All right, it's Friday night.
Hold on, hold on. Can we get the fucking intro?
You
Just
happy now?
start.
You happy now? All right,
Here we
Friday
are.
night. Here we are for another edition of NASCAR Report. Today's the USA Today 301, and yes, that is not a misprint. Uh, I'm here once again with the Rye Cape as always, and again back for another week here. We got a regular old Matt. Sorry, it's a good thing I didn't have the Warren G thing going. I was gonna try to get Warren G going here for you, but because I misread that earlier.
Do it.
Regulators?
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I was gonna have that going. All right, so again, it's the
How does he have a theme song? I don't have one. All right, carry on. Let's go.
We'll figure that out.
You
We're gonna sort that out.
You give me something for a right cape, and I'll try to figure it out. All right, so all right, so we're here USA Today 301 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Before we get into this race and going forward, why don't we do a little recap of Iowa? How'd you guys do?
I actually did well. I had Blaney. I didn't say it on the show. I didn't realize it was a night race, but I always take Blaney in the night races because he's good like that. But I talked about Christopher Bell last week. He came in at top 5. He was pretty much out early in the race at the beginning, and he came back, fought back. Christopher Bell is another guy I will talk about this week. We had Brad Keselowski. He did not catch us any tickets. And then we had Ricky Stenhouse in top 10. He came in top 5, so that was a plus 400 ticket. If anybody jumped on the top 5, you did well. I didn't. I was just on him for top 10 and outright.
Yeah, I was on Hamlin and Larson, and just from jump, it didn't go well, especially when they got into it with each other. I did add Blaney in the Sunday morning, top 3, top 5, and outright. So I wound up making money, but I didn't really have anything to give out on the show.
Hey, I posted a matchup on the Discord too that lost. Ty Gibbs, I forget who he was against, but he lost. He was like 32nd, so it was no good. But it was a good week. We profited.
We did.
That's all that matters. A little, always good to turn a profit, and hopefully we can do that again going into this week. So again, we'll start out as we always do. Let Right Cape give us a little track facts here, and we'll take it away.
Yeah, so this is the USA Today 301. We are at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. This is a flat short track, 1.058 miles with 12-degree banking. This is race number 18 of 36. We're going to be doing 318 miles, which is 301 laps. On this type of track, it is important for track position. Hopefully that doesn't get rained out and we'll be all right. But a lot of these bets, again, like last week, I'm going to wait till practice and qualifying happens. I think this is going to be a chalky race.
All right. Sounds good. All right. So let's go a little drivers to watch. These are the people that these guys like for this race. So I'm going to turn it over to these two and let them go at it because I don't have much on this one.
Bri, you want to jump in? And I think I'll be able to follow up after where I think you're about to talk about.
Yeah, so I love JGR this week. The 3, I mean, they're all favorites here. This is a good track for them. This is one of those tracks where Hendrick hasn't been doing well in recent past. It's been a while since they won here. So I'm all JGR, all Toyota. First guy I like is Denny Hamlin. He has 12 straight top 15 finishes here. He's a runner-up in 2 of the last 5 years here. He won in 2017. Comparable tracks, he was 11th at Martinsville, and he was 2nd at Gateway. You like Hamlin this week? You like
I like Hamlin, but who I really, really like this week, I like Brad Keselowski. This is his best track since 2021, third best track since 2008. He's averaging a top 5 finish the last 3 races. And again, the last 4 races, he's actually finished 5, 7, 3, and then he won back in 2021 where he led 53 laps. I think Brad this week is really going to show something, especially because we're looking at essentially Toyota and Ford as we go through this weekend. I think Brad K is really one of the ones that we should keep our eye on.
Yeah, so I consider Gateway a similar track. He finished 3rd here. That was only a couple weeks ago. He has 4 consecutive top finishes in the last 4 starts here, and he won in 2020, 5th last year. I like Brad Keselowski. He's a good option for Ford. So favorite here is Martin Truex. As we know, he announced his retirement, and this is his home track. I mean, he has a whole bunch of home tracks, but this is one of them. So I guess it's a farewell tour from now on. But yeah, he has 5 top 10s in his first 7 starts here. He had 2 over his next 13, and then he had 9 results in his last top 10, including 7 of his last 8 in the top 7. He started on the pole, swept both stages, led 172 laps, finished 4th in 2022. Last year, he swept both stages. He led 254 laps. He's been dominant here. This is probably his best track. He needs a win. I feel like he's going to be aggressive here. And I know it's not the greatest price, but as I said earlier, I think Chalk's going to win. And I think you have to have something on Martin Truex.
100% agree. I think he's sitting plus 500 right now on DraftKings. Putting something on Martin Truex, especially with the weather. We know that there's weather that might impact this race on Sunday. And what does Martin Truex do when a race gets moved to Monday? He just wins it. So I really think Truex, Keselowski, Hamlin, somewhere in there, you're going to probably find your outright winner this weekend.
You are. That's why I like JGR. But I like another guy in that camp as well. That is Christopher Bell. So we were on him last week. As I said earlier, he looked like he was done really early in stage 1, and then all of a sudden he comes into the top 5. So that car is moving. JGR always has good setups on these types of tracks. But he won at Phoenix. He was 7th here last year. I swept both stages, and he probably should have won the race, but he had engine problems. Finished 7th. He has 2 top 2 finishes in 3 of his last starts here. He won in 2022. This is a good track for him. He's going to be running in the Xfinity race as well, so that gives him extra laps. Like I said last week, I think you have to have him somewhere on your card. Again, his price isn't great, but he's definitely a threat to win this. It's his type of track.
The Toyota, the JGR cars, they're going to be in the mix somewhere at the end of this. I got one more guy that I like from the Toyota camp. I know maybe not. I really think Bubba Wallace might actually show us a little something this weekend. He's got an average finish here at 12.3 since 2021. The last 2 years, and this will impact kind of when we get talking into best bets. 2023, 8th place finish. 2022, 4th place finish. Speed rankings on this track are similar to Brad Keselowski's, which I really, really like. When they get on the track and they get going, they're quick. They're averaging probably somewhere in that top 10 range, which is fantastic. And if you look at New Hampshire, his average, if you only take out and look at New Hampshire, his speed ranking over the last 2 years, he's 6th. So I think Bubba Wallace this year, he can drive here. He can drive on these similar tracks. We've seen some of this performance in Dover before. I think Bubba Wallace might be somebody to really keep your eye on this weekend too, just from that Toyota camp, because we're expecting them to do so well.
Yeah, I do not. That was my matchup last week, fucking Bubba Wallace. Or I had him top 10. That asshole. He didn't do anything good.
It didn't do great.
He has no momentum. What about Bubba Wallace? So, yeah, he was 3rd here in 2022, 8th here last year. But I don't know. He doesn't have the momentum. I'd rather have Tyler Reddick. He was 6th here last year. He was 7th at Martinsville, 4th at Gateway. I don't know. I don't like Bubba Wallace. I mean, I like him, but I don't like him this week.
I also need him to cash a futures bet of over half a win. So hopefully we can kill two birds with one stone this weekend.
There you go. He's not winning here.
Yeah, probably not.
No way. All right. So there is one more other guy I like that we haven't talked about, and that is Joey Logano. So he has 6 top 10 finishes in his last 7 starts here. He had a 4th in 2020 and 2021. He also was runner-up last year. Over his last 13 tries, he has 10 top 10 finishes. 7 of those have been in the top 5. Comparable tracks, he was 6th at Martinsville, 5th at Gateway. So he's another guy I'm looking at.
All right. But before we get in our best bet,
Hold on. I want to ask him a question.
All right, go ahead.
So now, do you like any? You do like a Chevy.
Like you said, Hendrick is pretty much the only Chevy camper you can find something where most people are going this weekend. I kind of like something a little bit different. Ross Chastain. Over the last 4 races, or in 3 of the last 4 races, he's been the second Chevy driver across 3 out of the 4. So 2023, he finished behind Larson and Elliott. Fine, whatever. He had a bad day. 2022, he was second only to Elliott in the Chevy camp at this course. In 2021, he was second only to Larson as Chevys in this course. And in 2019, he finished behind Elliott again. So over the course of this track, Ross Chastain has consistently shown that he's going to be consistent across, in New Hampshire. So I think if you're going to look anywhere for a Chevy, there's a lot of value that you can find on Ross Chastain this weekend. And once we get the best bets, I'll throw something out there that, maybe we put a little sprinkle on it and see what happens.
So I think a lot of drivers are going to be racing for points who are lower in the standings without a win. Ross Chastain doesn't have a win, but I think he's high enough in the point standings that he could actually go for the win, regardless of – this is a strategy race. So a lot of driver strategies are going to be to get stage points rather than to win. I think Ross Chastain has enough points that he could actually go for the win here. So I do like Ross Chastain. All the Hendrick drivers, I don't really like any of them. A few things about him. William Byron has no top 10s in 6 tries here. He's been 15th or worse in 4 of his last 7. Chase Elliott just has 2 top 5s in 10 starts here. Bowman has 1 top 10 in 6 starts here. I don't know that I'm fading any of these guys, but I'd be weary with the Hendrick camp. I said it earlier, this isn't a good race for him. I think last time they won here was 2012. So we're talking a good amount of time, 12 years.
All right. So before these guys give you out their best bets for this race, Ray wanted to talk a little fantasy, and then before we were talking before the show. Now I understand why he's been moving up the leaderboards. So now, of course, he wants to talk a little fantasy. So all right,
yeah, I've been doing well in the lap traffic. We are in segment 2, and I am in 5th place. This week I have Martin Truex Jr. and Chandler Smith to win. So I think they're good picks, and hopefully I move up. Johnny on the track fantasy, I'm right where I've been, around 6th to 3rd to 6th place. And the other one, I don't know. I'm just average.
Johnny on the track this week. I'm honestly, a lot of my one and dones, I used up all of our premier drivers really early in the season to kind of jump out ahead and kind of maintain. I think this week, probably looking at some of those tier B drivers like the Bubba Wallaces of the world in both. If anybody's in driver group game, I think your tier A drivers are going to need to come from the Toyota camp. Your Christopher Bells, your Martin Truexes, your tier Bs. I think this is where you find a lot of value on the Fords. So this is where you're going to really want to, if you're able, because I know I have maybe 3 starts left on Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski. And then Tier C, I have no idea. Probably Carson Hocevar.
Did you use Chastain yet?
At least 3 or 4 times. So I think I
Yeah.
might have 3 starts left.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Good luck to you guys in fantasy.
I'm winning one of them. Maybe 2. Maybe 2.
Yeah, and then he's gonna want a fantasy hour.
Maybe. I mean, I guess I can do that. NASCAR report and the fantasy hour.
People like content. People like content.
All right, so
I don't know. I'm good at this fantasy shit. DFS I can't fucking do, but these one and dones, man. I know when to pick nobodies and I know when to pick winners.
all right, so moving on. This is what you guys actually come here for. It's a little best bets. These guys will tell you where to put some money down, and hopefully, just as like we did last week, we'll make a profit. So, guys, take it away.
Yeah, I guess really my only best bet before practice and qualifying is going to be Joey Logano for a top 5 finish. You can find that at plus 110. I have plays in the Discord. Christopher Bell I like. Martin Truex I like. I don't know that I want to bet them right now because I don't think the lines are going to move that much. Yeah, other than that, if you have a JGR to win, I like that. As I said earlier, I think JGR wins. Let me pull up. You give your best bet. I'll pull up what that price is.
So right now, I think my best bet is going to be Brad Keselowski to win Group C over on Bet365 at plus 210. This group consists of Brad, Josh Berry, Alex Bowman, Chase Briscoe. Josh Berry, 3 Xfinity races here. He's finished 17th, 31st, and 8th. Alex Bowman, his average cup finish here is 19.3. His last 4, he's finished 14th, 35th, 9th, and 5th. And then Chase Briscoe, congratulations, Chase, on your new ride. Your average finish here is 17.3, and his last 3 finishes are 10th, 15th, 27th. In none of those races have they beaten Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski plus 210. That's my best bet for the week.
You could get my best bet for plus 125 on the Logano on ESPN Bet, and then JGR is minus 110. Toyota is minus 110. So you might as well just take Toyota.
Okay.
I'll throw one more out there. If we want to play the Chevy game, Ross Chastain, top Chevy, plus 650.
All right. I like that.
That sounds good. All right, so Matt, people want to find you, follow you, see what you got going on. Where can they find you at? Yeah,
you can find me on Twitter, X, whatever it is, at regular old Matt. And then I'm always hanging out in the racing chat in Prospector Sam's Gold Mine Discord.
All right.
He's going to love seeing us with the Orioles hats.
So I know, right, Cape, you've been doing pretty well in baseball. And what else you got going on, and where can the people find you?
Yeah, I've been doing great in baseball, I guess, except for today with the freaking Cubs. I hate when the Mets beat me. I hate betting on the Mets, and I hate when the Mets beat me. It's like the worst feeling ever. And the Braves are beating me too. So, and the Phillies are losing. So, rough one. But don't worry about it. We'll get it back tomorrow. Yeah, I've been doing well in WNBA. Yeah, NBA's done. NHL's probably done tonight. So, yeah, I got baseball plays all day, every day. I got NASCAR. Make sure you check me out at RyCape on all social media. All my free plays are up at pickadvisor.com. And make sure you check out the Insiders Room Discord. I put all my plays in there as well.
All right.
Also, insidersroom.com. I got my premium plays. Don't miss that. You see my face on the leaderboard.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Check that out. Check both these guys out. I know RyCape gives out tons of other information, tons of games every day. So again, Matt, thanks thanks a lot for coming on. I always appreciate it. And I always enjoy your insight and different ways of looking at things. Right, Cape?
Pleasure.
As always, I never get tired of looking at that face. Sometimes the voice is annoying, but I'm just kidding. But all right, Ryan, I'll let you close it out as you always do, and
yeah, happy race day. Let's cash some tickets.